Hello, hello. Today we're going to do our very first VOD review. If you like this content, be sure to let me know. And if you're interested in getting your own VOD review done, head on over to the Discord and drop a code. This was super fun and I really do hope to do more of them. Today we're going to be looking at Dan. They are currently Silver 5 after dropping from Silver 2. I've already watched through the VOD once, and I have some notes I'm going to follow through as we watch. And some of the things will be more nitpicky than others, but it's overall just, with the best of intentions, just some things will seem really nitpicky. Okay.
I have my eye on you. Your guardian angel.
I am curious how how silver games look in competitive. I used to be gold many years ago, and I know that things improve over time, so I'm really curious. So here, right out of the gate, you should really be focusing on your DPS a little more. Juno can help Doom from range. Instead of damage boosting the Doom, who is going to rely mostly on his cooldowns to do damage, you're going to want to focus on your Freya and your Widow, as they are just better equipped to do damage at this range. So obviously healing Doom is fine here, but there's going to be several times in this that you're going to put damage boost on your Doom when he's just not equipped to do any damage in the moment. Like right here, he was full HP. There was no reason not to flick over to one of your DPS. You're also not really even paying attention to your DPS at all. Like, I don't even know where your Widow is right now because you've not done any scanning. Is she dead? Where is she? Where the hell? You good, Juno? I don't know where she is. Wait, like actually though, where's the Widow? Oh, she is in the building. She's in the building. I didn't have the... Hang on, I think I turned off the outlines. Yeah, let's turn this back up. Okay, there we go. So you should know where your team is at all times, especially like your DPS. You're gonna want to keep mental tabs on where they are in relation to you. And you were just not keeping that awareness there and helping them when you could. Like, Widow just died. And she also, if you'll notice, she died to Ramatra from a headshot, which means that she essentially just died from like trash damage, from just spam damage. And that could have been avoided if you had more awareness to turn around and help her, essentially. Here, you're not really going to be able to do much for Doom. This res is real risky. This is really risky. I'm one of those where, like, if a res works, it works. I'm not going to be too heavy on it, but you are rezzing right in front of a Bastion. The Rams are right behind you. He could turn around and end you pretty quickly. But because you're in a lower rank, you're able to get away with this. And that's fine. I think that one of the keys to climbing when you're in this level rank is pushing your res as much as possible. But there are a couple that you will get punished for, and at this rank, you really shouldn't be punished for nearly any of your reses. If you get punished, then that means that was a bad res. You should not have attempted that res. And it's better to just instill those things now, while still in that low rank. Now you got him up, then you got out of it. That was fine. This is good. I understand why you wanted to res your tank as well, because I also agree that, like, losing a tank mid-fight is a lot of times the end of it. So here we're gonna find that I believe you end up getting eliminated here. And it's because this Ramatra vortex came out and it seemed to kind of spook you. You should not have walked into your tank like you had. You should have just walked backward and just tanked the damage. Ramatra vortex damage is not going to do very much. You were full HP. You shouldn't have walked forward and gone into enemy line of sight when you could have backed away and been perfectly fine. So that's one mistake that you did make here. Hang on, let me get back to you. And you are eliminated for that. All right, next life, next life.
Healthy body, healthy mind.
Coming out, you should really just be damage boosting your Freya here. There's no reason not to. But instead, you're here, right here, you are damage boosting your Doomfist when he is not currently capable of doing any damage at all. So rather than being with your Freya, who is much more mobile and can also do the long range damage, she would benefit the most from your damage boost. But instead, you just have it sitting on Doom, which is effectively doing nothing in this case. You're also still not keeping really aware of where your DPS are. You are way too close to this Ramatra. Flying up was probably the better case there than just staying on the ground at least. Avoided Bastion, that was fine, that was good. Not really looking at your DPS any. They would benefit the most still from the blue beam, the damage boost. Obviously, you do need some help. You're good to go in there. Flying a little aggressively here. I wouldn't be quite so close to them. But Silver, you're not going to get punished for it. Just know if you do manage to climb any higher, that kind of thing will be punished. Healing Doom, he's critical. That's fine. Right about here, I would have stopped healing your Doom when he got to about 2/3 HP, and I would have swapped to damage boosting your Freya, because look at your Freya up here. She got 2 eliminations pretty much on her own, and they would have happened quicker had your damage boost been on her. Because remember, the tank doesn't have to be full HP. He just needs to have enough to not fall over.
Over here. Enemy discovered.
I'm not sure if you thought someone was still around up here, but I definitely would have just stayed and been damage boosting my Freya. I mean, or the Widow. Like, maybe they get an early pick, and then it's an easy next fight, you know? You do start paying attention to your DPS a little bit here. But you're still only healing them. Like, Freya's full HP. There's no reason to flick over to a little blue beam, you know? Avoiding Soldier. That's good. We got a half of a frame of a blue beam there.
No one can hide.
You do go to heal your Widow here, which was fine. But you end up just standing completely still and not even really looking at the enemy. So you're not keeping track. One of the things that Mercy does best is monitoring the enemy. She can keep tabs on the enemy, and that enables her to make the decisions that she makes. So because you aren't looking around and you're not knowing who is where or what is happening by just standing still, you're really hindering your ability here. You need to always stay on the move, always stay looking around, and just keep aware. And also blue beam. Blue beam that Widow. Just healing full HP. Good damage boost. This res will not happen in the higher ranks. This res, it's not gonna happen. You're incredibly lucky that it worked here. You're lucky the car was pushing up with you. And I'm not sure, based on like the way that you're playing, I'm not sure if you're duoed with the Doom, in which case I can understand a little bit of like preferential treatment, because you can trust them versus like you may not trust your DPS if you don't know them. I do understand that. I do think that you really push that to its limits though. There was nothing you could do here. This was fine. It was good that you didn't ult. Sometimes it just happens. At least you got a team wiped, so a good old reset. Well, if Widow would die. She's still fighting for her life over there. There she goes.
Be more careful. You call it?
No reason not to be damage boosting your Freya until you got your Doom in. Also, walking across that gap was insanely risky. With Mercy, a lot of times you'd want to avoid walking pretty much anywhere. Mercy is just so vulnerable when she's just walking across this big of a gap. You really need to position yourself in a way that you can use other people around you to GA. So I believe that Doom was standing like in this doorway and you were standing over here and you wanted to get over here. That's fine. You could have done that with a GA. You could have flown to Doomfist and then super jumped over there and you would have been fine. You would have done what you wanted to do and you would have taken less damage while doing so. This res, again, another res, I don't know how it didn't get punished. Higher ranks, this will be punished. I still understand why you did it, because I understand the tanks take some priority, but you have 3 able-bodied enemies staring you in the eye. Incredibly lucky. Incredibly lucky. Also, nice of you, Juno, to keep an eye on you. Did you have Valk when you res that? Follow-up question. You did. So I would have hated this a little less had you popped Valk to get the constant regen, and then tucked yourself into this little corner over here, because you could have gone harder into this corner and it would have cut off the Bastion and Soldier's line of sight, especially whenever you Valk. Your legs aren't touching the floor, and I believe that lets you get a little closer to the floor than you otherwise would be, especially during a res, how you stand up fully. If you had Valked and resed in this tight corner, because see, Bastion wouldn't have been able to see you if you were even here, but because you're over here, he's got the line of sight, you know? So that's kind of a nitpicky thing, but this res, it warranted a Valk, I believe. But Valking after is still fine to help your team try to push in. Looking at your Doom just a little too much. Like I said, you need to look at your DPS just a little more. Keep them more aware. Higher ranks, you will be punished for just flying out in the open like this. But, I mean, for now, I mean, you're fine. And I will say, I don't know if your sensitivity is just, it seems really high for you. Especially in your ults, you're so jittery. Like, you just randomly bounce around. Here, there's really no reason to ever peek this doorway. Doing a little bit of pistol was fine, but you definitely overstayed your welcome. And higher ranks, again, you will fall over on one peek. Good job getting out. This is fine. So this is just kind of a generic tip for Ramatra vortexes. So whenever you hold GA and your target is on the other side of a vortex, you can fly through the vortex without losing your momentum or anything like that. But if you try to use your techs like crouch or jump while in the middle of the vortex, it will negate that. You will not get that movement that you want. But if you are actively using GA through the vortex, it won't bring you down. It didn't really affect you here. That was just a little tip that I need later on.
No one can hide from us.
Like just to expand on that a little bit, I never let go of GA until I'm completely out of the vortex. Just sharing. Good awareness of your Widow here. You knew that she needed help. You didn't pay enough attention to your positioning though. That Bastion nearly got you. But good for noticing the Widow needed assistance. Definitely should have damage boosted your Freya here. She just ulted next to you. Your Doom was over 2/3 HP. She definitely needed the blue beam here. You were blue beaming your Doom there, but he didn't actually have any cooldowns available to actually do any damage. So I noticed you were pinging desperately the Soldier, and that's good. Sometimes that is genuinely all that you can do as Mercy, because that has to do with where I was talking about earlier when you were with the Widow, that just keeping aware, being aware of your surroundings, because you being aware of your surroundings can enable your teammates to also be aware through your pings and whatever else. This was good. You pinged him, you went on about your business, you did what you could.
60 seconds.
Ooh, peeking that Bastion. Ooh. You're fine, you're fine. Fine, Valk. Floating a little just willy-nilly. Not looking around at quite what I want, but still good pings. This is fine. I would not still be in this Ramatra ult personally, but he's down. This is fine. You got point.
30 seconds. On fire. We need to attack now. Feeling more powerful? Enemy over here.
I would not push into that tight door. Yeah, I tend to just stay. You don't want to get somewhere you don't want to be. Good. Keep up with Widow. Help her out. I would be blue beaming her. So one small thing. You can definitely hear the Soldier running up behind you. As soon as I hear those footsteps, I would have already been long gone. As soon as I heard that first step, I would have flown to Widow and come over here to this side of the wall so that you would be less likely to be punished. Not to mention the fact that you do still attempt this res as Soldier is standing there. And again, this is something that will not happen if you manage to go up in any rank. That will not be tolerated. You will get blown to smithereens as you go up. But it worked. You got out. A little too close. I wouldn't have gone in trying to get Doomfist. To a certain degree, like Doom and Ball, it's their job to get out to you. I mean, you're just healing your full HP Doom. You did switch to damage boost, but it was a little late. And again, he's just not the ideal target here. I'm fine with you coming over here to like peek out the soldier. The only thing I will say is like, let's say the soldier was still here. What's your plan? Because you don't have your pistol out. Granted, I see now soldier was eliminated. So I really don't know why we came over here, but maybe you didn't see the soldier was eliminated either. Either way, I would have come over here with my pistol out, like ready to fight if I'm coming over here peeking on a soldier. You went to heal the full health Doom. I would have just immediately started damage boosting your Freya. You are way too close. Fine going up. I love playing on top of this RV. But yep, that's the only risk for playing the high ground is that soldier ult that they've been holding. You hadn't seen it all game, so you should have known it was coming up. It was exceptionally risky to be pushed this far up with no clear cover. And this res, again, you initiated this res with, was that 30 HP? 40, yeah, 50 HP, we'll say 50. You initiated this res with 50 HP with, oh my goodness, with everyone, 4 people looking at you, 50 HP. I think you get the res off, but you get eliminated. This wasn't even a res necessarily that you would have never been able to get, but you needed to focus on getting your HP back first. So Juno's missing a little health. Widow's gone. Freya's in the back. I definitely would have flown out to Juno to get some heal back. And like, let's say that these 4 push up past this point, you could have gotten this res after. You really didn't need to force this res immediately, especially from the angle that you did. Because it is also possible you could have rezzed him from here without ever peeking, and then only the Juno could have seen you, and that would have increased your likelihood of survival. But yeah, I mean, you go for it. You get the res, and then you're out. And so now your Doom is on his own.
Mess with the best. Medical technology is totally extraordinary.
Damage boost Widow. Don't need to be healing her when she wasn't getting hurt. Blue beam! Blue beamer! I definitely blue beam any of the hook shots because you never know. You never know. So the thing with Widow and the damage boost is I believe it essentially extends her lethal range. So I don't quote me, but there is a certain range at which Widow loses effectiveness, and you can make that, you can lengthen that, you can make it longer. So like, let's say that it's 50 meters that she's lethal, you extend it to like 60 meters. So you do want to use damage boost on Widow when you can, because it can be the difference of an elimination and just damage.
10 seconds.
No, it should be damage boosting Freya. I mean, you're looking for your Doom coming back, but that wasn't really relevant. This is a good Valkyrie. This was a really good touch. I have to say that even though I think that your Juno also made the touch, I encourage that, especially in the low ranks, you don't want to rely on your team like as little as possible. You're already on Mercy. You're already relying on them for so much that you want to take control where you can. And in this case, taking control by touching the point was the right call. And of course, whenever you touch the point, sometimes though, you don't want to push your limits too far. You want to do what you can do safely and still be able to survive and get out. So this was fine. The touch was good. You're fine you're not taking any damage, so you're fine to keep contesting. Your Doom is also there though, so I would probably make my exit. Good pinging. Good escape from the Orisa here. Oh, got a touch point. Yep, there you go. Damage boost, damage boost, damage boost. Damage boost the Freya, not the Doom. Good, you're on the Freya. I don't think it was by your choice, but then you got the point. Overall, it was not a bad push. I don't think you had very many eliminations there. Like, not saying you were eliminated much. And I think going into defense is going to be very similar of just damage boost priority, as well as just general awareness.
If you do not put it to use.
So coming out of the gate here, I would be looking to damage boost my Freya, without question. A little unfortunate your Widow has not picked her character yet.
1. Attackers
But you got a Soj. Soj is another great damage boost target. You definitely want to prioritize those two over the Doomfist pretty much any day of the week. I don't know why you were holding so close here, like you were waiting for your Doom. Walking up like that is risky. I mean, what if they came out the great gate with like a Sombra or a Tracer or even like a Hanzo? Like you could have gotten blasted so quickly. Like you need to just take a little bit more of a defensive positioning than I've seen you take so far. It's just unnecessary risk. You damage boosting Freya there. Healing Doom is fine. I mean, obviously he needed some assistance. Doom is one of the needier tanks. So that was good. You switched to Sojourn. I would definitely be peeking back to take a look at the rest of the team. Because I've not seen you really do that. So Freya could have used a shot. I mean, Juno's doing fine, but you just need to be a little more aware of everyone. Because you're playing way too close in my opinion. Remember that Mercy's beam has a pretty long reach. You don't need to be that close. Helping Doom is fine.
Let me see what I can do.
So rather than flying all the way across, this is gonna be nitpicky. But this is what I would have done. If I was on this side and my beam would not reach Doom over here, and I wouldn't have wanted to cross this whole gap, I would have GA'd forward just a bit to snap my beam onto him, and then I would have jumped backward with my super jump. And I would have done that as many times as necessary for him to get full HP. I wouldn't have wanted to cross this whole gap. Like that's just too much risk.
I see an enemy.
So I think we're getting another risky res up here. I don't hate this one as bad, because you do have the car. It's a very beautiful car. It's nice cover. Do you get out of this? No. So I don't feel like you had an escape plan ready. As soon as you rezzed, let's see. Hang on. Let me see exactly what you did before I start spewing nonsense. So you res, you're looking at the car.
Get up.
Instead of walking this direction, it's still just a long shot, and it's because that was so risky. I definitely would have tried to move this way. I would have tried to move back into the point, because going over there, you're pretty much guaranteed death. Whereas if you had managed to get in here, if someone else had managed to come up a bit, you just had a better chance of success. Let's see, did they manage to hold? Doom. Yeah, Doom went in and fed a bit again. Oh, and your Juno went down too. That was questionable for ult. That's a very pretty wall, yes. No reason to be healing him here. Damage boost, damage boost, damage boost that Freya. Damage boost the Freya! No! Heal Doom, yes, that's for sure. We lost point, but that's fine. Just try and stabilize. Don't res, don't res, don't res, don't res. Good job. You always resist the res! Oh my god, he almost made it. I'm okay with this res. It was a quick enough res. They wouldn't have had time to react other than maybe Maga, but unlikely. I would keep backing up a bit here. You're still just too close. And damage boost the Zoj. You're at least being more aware here, though. See, and that's the thing of playing too close. You caught that Bastion nade, and you really shouldn't have ever crossed this corner right here. You shouldn't have needed to. Fine, Valk. Just, yeah, don't fly too close to the Bastion. Now, you did push, I will say, that was the right call to push damage boost as much as possible before the Doom, like, really needed healing with critical. There was no reason to really fly into your Doom there. And then to not immediately jump backward with the super jump was, I'd say that was a pretty big mistake. You don't get punished because it's low rank. Higher rank, though, you will not make it back to your team.
I am fully focused. I don't forget a thing.
Damage boost. Damage boost the Soj. Damage boost the Soj. She's just prime opportunity there. And with that railgun, she can easily get a pick. Damage boost someone. Okay, and then this is kind of the consequences of our actions. We were playing so incredibly close, and I think it's because you're scared to like lose your Doomfist. But you could do everything that you're doing right here from behind this wall, or even from this little high ground, or even under here where you have a little bit of blocking from the pillars, or over here where only the soldier would be able to see you occasionally. Pretty much anywhere but in front of the point. Because what happens is you end up too close, and that's especially dangerous for tank ults. You'll find that like if you play too close, you're going to get punished by the Zarya, the Zarya Grav, the Maga, the Wrecking Ball Mines, you know, like you're going to get punished by those AoE ultimates. Because like right now we are just staring into death. And we should definitely be backing up and breaking line of sight. As soon as you're ulted, you hug behind this corner. That's pretty good. You're doing fine here. You're doing what you can considering. As soon as that wall dropped, I would have had more priority in getting out. I think you know that was a bad res. Because I think that you could have made it out of this. If the dude made it out, then you definitely could have. I mean, I think you know that was questionable decisions. Definitely go out the left door. You could have kept up with them without Soj waiting for you. Small things though, small things, you know. You could have, okay. So this is one of those times where you could have capitalized on Mercy's movement. So let me see. You don't have your second perk yet, which is fine. There's no reason not to fly to your Juno and ricochet off to your Doom. And I'm not sure if you weren't sure of the map geometry because you end up walking in here and like looking for the Doom. I'm not sure if you didn't realize where he was, but in this case, there's that alleyway back this stretch that connects over here. You should have flown to your Juno and tried to get to him. I can't say that it would have saved him. And even now, I'm questioning, did you go in there like looking for the res? Because I'm gonna be honest, this is a questionable res. And this is also where I want to bring up, because you've had many questionable reses so far, but I see that you took the Angelic Resurrection, is that what it is? And it gives you like 100 HP on a successful res. It's a good perk. It's probably the more effective perk for Mercy than the Divine Momentum. But I think that you rely on it just a little too much after you get it. I feel like it just like at the end of the day, it's still all reses are a risk, but I feel like you use it to you just use it to push the envelope, you know, like you still take too risky of reses. Definitely use it to take riskier reses, but not dumb reses, you know, like you don't want to throw with reses. And it's so easy to do with Mercy. Like even I've done it before. I do it still. Not keeping real awareness here. I have no idea where your team is. Help Juno. Yep, that's fine. So right now, your most effective teammate's going to be your Sojourn on high ground. My priority would be getting to her and damage boosting her. Again, damage boosting your Doom at this range is just not going to do anything. As certainly not as much as Sojourn would be able to do with that. And that's not to say to never pocket your Doom. There are definitely moments, but it's typically when you see him already going in. So you did damage boost his slam in here, but you could have done that after having pocketed the Sojourn. So while you were on Sojourn, you could have been looking around and seen that your Doom was going in, and then you switch to him. You don't need to stay on him the whole time. You want to prioritize whoever is doing the most damage in any given moment. And at that range, it was definitely Sojourn until Doomfist slammed. And then upon the slam, I would agree with switching the boost.
Don't mess with the best. Greetings.
Reading is that way. The way I'm pointing. Oh, right.
This is fine. Just damage boost, damage boost, damage boost. You damage boost your Doom, but you really don't want to damage boost your DPS. And I'm just not sure why. I feel like, is there some trauma? Have the DPS bullied you? Like, I definitely have those moments where like I heal bot a tank, and it's largely because especially in QP, because if you don't, like, a lot of times they just straight up throw. They're like, GG, Mercy, not healing, and then they throw the game. So, like, I kind of overcorrect that these days, and so I only heal them. And that's not the right call either, but that's part of why I just don't play comp anymore. But I mean, this is fine. This is just Hollywood shenanigans. You were damage boosting the Doom there while he was blocking. He's literally not doing any damage. You would be so much safer and so much more effective with one of your DPS right now. Like back here with Freya, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. She would be doing more, you would be doing more, and you would be safer. There's no reason to be with your tank at this moment. Run! Oh my god, you made it. Don't follow Doom. Resist the urge. No. Definitely just stay with Freya or Soj right now. They're just going to be the most effective ranges right now.
Good to see you. I am empowering you.
You should 100% be on your Freya right now. She's shooting shots behind you and you're so focused on trying to get to this Doom Fist. What's he going to do from here, you know? Like there's no one even there. Bastion's getting there. But your beam efficiency is just not really there right now.
It's go time.
Get the through. Don't go in that. Don't go in. Oh my god. Okay, you made it. You made it. I might would Valk this. Oof. So that was one of those reses that you ended up getting eliminated, but you only made it as far as you did because of that, the Angelic Resurrection. I would have never attempted this res. That was not at that timing. Again, I would have popped Valk a little earlier and maybe looked for the res afterward. But that res, as it was, you were just standing openly in front of the enemy team. I'm really surprised you got it off. Your poor Juno and Doom. Doom did get out though. For now. Yeah, those two made it. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to salvage this though. I don't know if you have any ultimates other than yours. This is a risky Valk. You gotta touch. You're the only one able to. Yeah, so I think that this would have been lost either way. But in this event, you were the only one able to touch point, and so just keeping that awareness to know when you need to. Again, I don't think it would have changed the outcome of this point. I also probably would have saved Valk, but I'm not gonna harp on that one too much.
Group up here.
Run, Zodrum.
Over here. Let me see what I can do.
Did your Freya make it up? Or is she in bad spawn? Damage boost, yep. Just keep that beam on. I would not be standing where I wouldn't be standing where they can see you at all. There's just no need. You can be just as effective behind the wall. That was a good fly. That was a good repositioning fly rather than walking like you usually do. I would have flash healed that Doom when he was critical. Just to avoid him getting burst down by a Helix rocket or the Bastion turret form. This res was fine. It was a little risky. Soldier could have easily doubled back to get you, and at higher ranks he probably would have. But here, you were fine. You got it off. Not gonna give you a hard time on that one. You're pushing up really far. Oh, you gotta get out of there. Oh, yep, see? So again, as I call that you are too close in the fight. Okay, I respect the Glock coming out. As I call that you're too close to the fight, you get trapped in another Mog ult. And it's simply because you're just too close. There's just no reason to be this close. You survive it though? Can you get it out? And don't fly in. Oh my god, I wouldn't have flown in. I wouldn't have flown in at all. You could have just kept healing him. So I'm okay with you helping Doom, trying to get him out here. But you didn't need to be this close. This fly was a mistake. You could have stayed right next to the truck and been fine. But then he goes in and you are gonna float around this corner to him. And that's gonna be what cements, that's gonna cement your end, you know? Even if Doom was not gonna make it here, you could have been ready to fly out to your Soj, your Freya. Like you had ample opportunity to escape, but you're just staring down the entire enemy team.
seconds remaining.
I assume you win this because there's not much time left. You're coming up on a Valk. That's good. Just damage boost your Freya as you're walking out. No reason not to. Oh, poor. This res, that res is okay. You had pretty good cover from the car. I'm not angry about that one. No reason to be quite this far forward. No, looks like you got it. Didn't even need the Valk. So overall, this is very solid. I think just a few wiser decisions will get you very far. And I think your biggest issue right now is going to be your damage boost priority. And again, I'm not sure if you were queued with the Doom. If you were, that would explain it a little bit more. But there were definitely times where the blue beam definitely needed to be on your DPS over the tank. But overall, it was pretty good. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. And again, if anybody else is interested in one of these, head over to the Discord. I would love to do more. It was pretty good. This was pretty fun. Hopefully it wasn't too hard. That certainly wasn't it wasn't the goal. Just trying to be helpful. GG's.